Hayes Creek watershed drains an area of about 50,000 acres in Rockbridge and Augusta counties. It feeds into the Maury River and then into the James, which enters the Chesapeake Bay at Hampton Roads. Livestock agriculture dominates here. 44% of the land is pasture. Zack Hileman is the manager of Indian Bottom Farm, a cattle farm in Rockbridge County, Virginia. He is a Lexington native and obtained a degree in animal science from Virginia Tech and a master's in animal science at West Virginia University. Upon graduation, he did a brief stint with a cattle consulting firm and then took the manager job at Indian Bottom, where he has been for 3 years. Rockbridge County is a special place for him. For starters, the view is spectacular, and he feels that Jump Mountain has a magnetic pull to it. When people see it, they feel a connection to the land. Zack especially enjoys hunting and fishing in Rockbridge. These activities are important to him because it means that the land is more than just a place to work. Zack also enjoys going to the Chesapeake Bay occasionally. Growing up, he fished there with his dad, and he has some friends in the area that he still visits today. He understands that upstream areas do affect the Chesapeake Bay. Indian Bottom Farm is a typical cow-calf operation. This means that the farm has about 150 mother cows that calve in the spring. The calves are raised until they are about 9 months and then sold in the fall. The calves are sold through video auction to regional and national buyers. Marketing really helps the business. Zack enjoys cattle farming because he gets to be outside working with his hands. I interviewed him on a gorgeous March day, and it's easy to see why. Indian Bottom Farm has made significant improvements to their land through a stream bank restoration project. At one bend in the creek, the water had carved out a 15-foot tall cliff of pure dirt. Every time it rained, chunks of sediments would fall into the creek. The creek started eating into the pasture so much that a fence was left dangling over open water. If they had let this continue, acres of pasture would have been lost to erosion. They found that various organizations, such as U.S. Department of Agriculture, Natural Resources Conservation Service, and Virginia Department of Game and Inland Fisheries, had money to fix it, but stipulations required that the stream be fenced as well. Zack said this was a benefit since it needed to be done anyways. The funding was done through NRCS Best Management Practices program. There are other available funds both from the government and from nonprofit groups, but NRCS worked better for the farm's goals and offered the most money. Zack likes that there are many options in the decision-making process for farmers looking to make land improvements. Farms are all so different, and one program for one farm may not be effective for another farm. He says it's a juggling match to see which program works best, but that the variety is good because the landowner gets to make the choice. Zack likes the new fencing arrangement because it allows him to rotationally graze the cattle. This means they eat on grass in one pasture for an allotted amount of time and then move on to a new pasture to allow the grass to regrow. It also prevents huge mud pits from forming on the stream bank, which has interrupted the fly larvae life cycle, meaning less fly problems. The cattle seem healthier. He says this is a huge improvement to do for just $0.25 on the dollar. Zack took me out to the restored section on the farm, and he explained what it used to look like compared to now. Looking at the gentle slope of the vegetated stream bank, I could not imagine this was once a steep, barren cliff. He says he really enjoyed the restoration effort because he got to learn a lot about stream dynamics throughout the process. Because of the wide array of programs available to assist farmers, it is quite easy to do stream restoration and cattle exclusion projects. The biggest thing is that the landowner has to want to do it. Otherwise, it's very hard to convince someone to make unwanted improvements on their land. A greater understanding of the connectivity of the Hayes Creek ecosystem with the Bay ecosystem can prompt more stream restorations, both to the benefit of those who work the land and those who work the water.